Thanks, Braden.
Braden, I think you have earned some. You like chocolate chips? Chocolate chip cookies? All right. Either Monday or Tuesday, I'll have you some chocolate chip cookies, homemade. Thank you, Braden.
I told you he'd come up here and push like 3 buttons and it'd be fixed. I told you. And sure enough, he did. Are we started? Okay, we're on. Am I on here? I am on here. Yes, I am. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Donald H. Jones Stadium here at the campus of Kiski, Salzburg, Pennsylvania. Tonight's action between Kiski Cougars Lacrosse and visiting team is Upper St. Clair from down Pittsburgh. We welcome in Upper St. Clair. Does that anybody from Upper St. Clair have a roster? I'm not sure. Cougars are coming in. What are we on? Three game win streak. Let's see. We won last. Did we win last week? Yes, we won against Mount Lebanon, and then we lost against Taft. Then we won against two on the weekend. So we Cougars are coming in at 6-4 currently, winning the last 2 games. Last weekend up in Buffalo, played Nichols School on Friday, and what was it, St. Joe's Institute, something on Saturday. Big weekend for the Cougars last weekend. I think both games were I think one was 21-7 and the other one was 20-5 or something like that. So Cougars offense finally opening it up last week. They had been struggling a little bit, uh, but they put things together last weekend. Cougars are a well-balanced offensive attack as usual, not relying on just one person. Multiple goal scorers in every game. Seniors Charlie Boone and Santino Giacchetti. Giacchetti. I got it right. The spaghetti bender. Him and Charlie Boone have been leading the way offensively, but Kobe Demora and Delmora, is that what it is? Delmora or Demora? Is there Delmora? Okay, apologize if I messed that up. Um, Kobe's been having some good games. James Kendall's been scoring a little bit for the Cougars. We've had some Jacob Petnich has been putting in some goals. Mock and Hop has had some goals recently. I mean, it's been a well-balanced, like I said, well-balanced attack. I know I'm leaving out some guys. Defense really stepped it up last week with the return of Ramel Jameson. He was out for a little while during spring break just because he he was at home for spring break trip, and Cougars defense missed him. They really picked up the intensity last weekend. Not sure what Upper St. Clair is bringing to the table here tonight. I didn't get a scouting report on them. Gritty team, solid team, Ollie's saying. Once again, we have Olivier Morceau up here doing the film work for me. Yeah, I got my phone on me, Coach. So we're at teams are meeting at midfield now. We're getting ready to start action. And it looks like Carter what is it, Waldron. Waldron. Man, I'm butchering names today, but Carter's going to get the start, number 22 in goal tonight. Graham Crowder has been also playing goal for the Cougars. They've been pretty much splitting, sometimes half and half, and sometimes they'll just go one game and then the other guy will have the other game. They've been pretty much splitting the work evenly. Both guys have been pretty solid so far in the goal. Defense. I got you, Coach. So also we're going to have number 57, OBP, on defense. Number 8, Ramel Jameson on defense. And it looks like number 4, Rade Vignovich on the defense. Sutter Pillion, is that how you say it? Pylon. He's number 51 out here on the wing, and it looks like Delora over there on the other side. Zach, ZD, number 12. And we have Colby, Santino, and Charlie out for the attack. Bryce Ferguson on the draw, and here we go, everybody. Ball's still loose. Ball's still loose. We have a violation. Hold on Upper St. Clair, and the Cougars are going to win possession. And we are underway. Cade Cronin, big scorer also for the Cougars. He's third year here. Cade playing midfield, Petnich playing midfield, and James Kendall, number 7, walks on the field, and he's the third midfielder. Petnich looking to dodge, running down the alley. Still has it. Goes behind the cage to X for Santino. Santino's going to work it out to Cronin out on the right side. He's going to get past the defender, look for a pass in the middle. Nothing there. Gives it back to Santino. Santino's back at the X, and he's looking to set it up. Kendall up to Petnich. Petnich working on the short stick. Gets around him. Fires one wide. And backed up by the Cougars, and they will retain possession. Charlie Boone's going to put it back in play. Boone working on a long stick from behind the cage at X, gets it out to Cronin, and he sends it over to, I can't see the number, is that Santino? Santino moved up. He's working down the alley, tries to go behind the cage to Petnich. Errant pass, and Upper St. Clair is going to take over possession. Looks like number 6 for Upper St. Clair brings it back into play. He's going to carry it looking across midfield. Cougars are on a ride. Ball is turned over, out of play to the Cougars. Nice ride by Pullian and number 18, Lucas Latimer. Charlie Boone has it now. He's going to sweep across the top. Hand it off to Colby. Back up top for Cade Cronin. Number 24. Looks like 59. Ryan Mockenhop joins the midfield this time. Cronin down the alley. Shoots wide of the cage. Backed up. Number 2 for Upper St. Clair was hustling, but looked like Mockenhop beat him to the spot. And he's going to retain possession for the Cougars. Sends it back up for Charlie Boone. Charlie Boone down the alley. Tries to feed a pass into the middle. Deflected by Upper St. Clair defenseman number 2. And he gets the ball. Stripped by Boone. Ball's on the ground. Ground ball. Loose. Picked up by goalie number 0 of Upper St. Clair. And he's going to look to run it up. And he is, no, hold on. We had a timeout called by Upper St. Clair, it looks like. So Upper St. Clair called timeout before the goalie was stripped of the ball there. Cougars were having a nice ride going. Again, we'd like to welcome everybody. This is the second home game of the year. First time that we're actually on the mic. Last time we didn't have the mic working. We apologize. During the spring break, yes, we had some technical difficulties. We were able to film, but no voice. And I know everybody out there in live stream land loves the voice. Ollie, we'd like to welcome everybody joining us tonight. Mr. and Mrs. Boone up there in Canada. I hope you're doing well. All our other Canadian families out there listening. I hope you're all doing well out there. Past Cougars. I'm sure there's quite a few listening, Nolly. You know what I mean? We have quite a good follow. We have quite a following for the lacrosse team. Got a lot of support. So after a timeout, Upper St. Clair will have possession. They still need to get it across midfield. And it looks like number 6 is going to put it back in play, and he's being surrounded by a host of Cougars. DeLoro, the Spaghetti Bender Giattetti, and Charlie Boone. Kendall's going to have to come off the field. Cougars had one too many, and now plays back in. Number 2 sends it over to number 6. Still trying to get it across midfield. Being pressured by OBP over there. Doing a good job of riding. Strips the ball, and it's loose. And it's still loose. Still on the ground. Still on the ground. Ground ball here. Let's see who's going to come up with it. And it's right into DeLoro's stick. He's going to bring it down, get the touch in the offensive zone for the Cougars. And they might just slow it up, wait for the offense to get subbed out. Cronin back on for the midfield attack. Charlie Boone looking to get inside the cage. Errant pass, but picked up by DeMora, and he puts it in the goal. Colby DeMora scores for the Cougars, and Cougars take a 1-0 lead. Loose balls, and the Cougars come up with the loose ball. Charlie Boone gets it into the middle for Colby, and the Cougars go up 1-0. Ferguson out for another face-off. Pouillon and looks like Simon LaBelle over on the other wing. Face-off won by the Cougars, and Sutter gets it across midfield, and he's going to get it into the offensive zone for the touch. And now they're going to pull it out and wait for the offense to sub out. Kendall, Mockenhop, Petnich at the midfield, joining Demora, Boone, and Giattetti as the attackmen. Down into the, right off. Kendall sends it off the cage. Petnich with the score. Feed from Kendall. Finds Petnich on the doorstep, turns around and puts it in, giving the Cougars a 2-0 lead early here in the first quarter. Good goal there by Jacob Petnich. Nice pass into the middle. Good movement by the Cougars, and they're up 2-0, 3.5 minutes into the game. Looks like Cronin's going to take the wing this time. And is that Simon over there again? It is. Ferguson on the draw. Ground ball. Still no possession. Still ground ball. White left early, so you can't release past the 30 there until one of the wings or the face-off guy gets possession. And Upper St. Clair has it in the offensive zone. They still have to get it inside the 30 for their touch, and there they do. Pressured hard by Simon LaBelle, and he forces a ground ball. No BP picks it up. Good strip by LaBelle. Picked up by OBP. Gives it to Ramel Jameson, who gets it to midfield for Mockenhop. He gets it across midfield, and he's having a hard time corralling the ball. Still loose ball. Charlie Boone scoops it up, but they didn't get it in. We had a timeout. We had a timeout called by the Cougars with 7:49 left in the first quarter. Cougars up 2-0. We have a timeout for the Cougars. Cold, not real cold, but dreary afternoon here, evening. Rainy, dreary day all day. Rain has stopped. It rained pretty hard all afternoon. And the rain stopped earlier, probably about, 30 minutes before the game. So looks like it's sprinkling a little bit down there, but not the downpour that we had earlier today. Cougars will be in action this weekend, traveling down to the Cincinnati area, play Milford High School on Saturday, 4 p.m., and play Moeller High School Sunday at 1 p.m. So after today, have a day off tomorrow, get in the vans and drive, leave Saturday morning at 8 a.m. for a trip to Cincinnati. Two big games down there. League action for the Cougars. Jettetti puts it back in play for the Cougars, sends it over to Colby, back to Santino. Now Charlie has it. Charlie over to Cronin, sidewinder, and he shoots and scores. Cade Cronin with a sidearm shot. A little bit of a riser right over the left shoulder of the goalie. And he puts the Cougars on the board again, making it 3-0 Cougars. Ferguson out to draw the face-off. Looks like Noah, this is Hammond. Noah Hammond out on the wing now. Still ground ball, no possession, still no possession. And now Bryce Ferguson does get the ground ball and gets possession for the Cougars. He gets it inside the box for the touch. Now he's just going to pull it out and wait for the substitutions to come in. Petnich on. And here comes Mockenhop, 59. So Hammond, 33, joins Mockenhop, 59, and Petnich, 9 at midfield. Nice dodge by and sweep by Mockenhop. Put a low shot on the goal, but was stopped nicely by the goaltender, and Cougars are going to get called on a hold on that ride. And Upper St. Clair does get it finally across midfield. Number 6 is coming in, and he's going to sweep over to the left side of the offense here. Sends it back to up top for number 3. Back to number 6. Gives it to 28. 28 working on Latimer. Latimer putting on the pressure. Makes him change direction. Good defense by Latimer. Jamison, nice defense by Jamison. Ramel is a pretty solid defender. He played defensive back for the football team. He has really nice lateral movement and agility. Really brings a toughness to the defense. Over the top sweep. High shot over the cage by number 3 of Upper St. Clair. Ball put back in play. Looks like 2 has it behind the cage. And he's going to work out. Maybe that was 28. 29. I could see the 2, but I couldn't see the other numbers. Tries to go into the middle. Errant pass. Looks like it's going to roll out of bounds. Giving the ball to the Cougars. It looks like Sutter picks it up. Sutter, 51 for the Cougars. Gets it back to Carter, the goalie. Up to Ramel. And he struggles getting it. He still doesn't have it in his stick. Having a hard time holding on to the ball. Both teams. A lot of ground ball action here today. Number 9 has it for Upper St. Clair. Gets it to 3. Over on the wing for 6. He's down the alley. Right into the chest of Carter. Picked up by number 19 on the rebound. Puts one at the feet of the goaltender, and it gets past him for a goal. And Upper St. Clair gets on the board, cutting the lead to 3-1. 5:29 left in the first quarter. A lot of loose ball action going on. Both teams having a hard time holding on to the ball, controlling it. Ferguson out for the draw. Digging it deep. See who still on the ground. Kicked. Still on the ground. Still on the ground. No possession yet. And now we do have possession by Ferguson. He has it. He's got to get inside the box for a touch. Still no touch. Now Petnich does get the touch. And it looks like a flag down I think Upper St. Clair was offsides, and they were. Giatetti has it in the middle there. He's stripped by 14, but the penalty was on Slash on number 2 for Upper St. Clair. So good eyes there, Ollie. Good eyes there, Ollie. Charlie Boone got slashed across the arm. Ollie picked up on it. Still just a lot of loose ball. We're not controlling the ball very well. Charlie Boone's going to have the ball, or no, it was on the other side. So Colby had it up top for Giatetti. Now into the middle, not able to handle the pass, kind of forcing that. Charlie Boone, there he is, scooping it up. Charlie Boone is always on the spot, you know what I mean? This is Charlie's 3rd year with us. Into the middle for James Kendall. Nice pass by Santino. The Bambino spaghetti bender Giantetti gives it to Kendall on the doorstep, and it gives the Cougars a 4-1 lead. Nice play by the Cougars. Ferguson out for another draw. 4:45 left in the first quarter. Looks like somebody's leaning a little bit out there, Ollie. Well, they had to fix it. Out the front side. Ferguson goes out the front side. Loose ball, still loose, and going to be picked up by Upper St. Clair. Gets it back to the goalie, who feeds it up to number 3, and he's going to look to get across midfield. He does. Works around Josh Logan, number 2 in the game for the Cougars. Latimer, 18 in there. Looks like Vignovich putting the pressure on right now. And there's Logan, number 2 for the Cougars. 5 for Upper St. Clair has it. Working on Sutter. Nice shot, but Carter was there to defend and stop it. Good play by the goalie, Carter. But Upper St. Clair gets back. 5 has it. Shoots another one right into the chest of Carter again. Scooped up by Vignovich, and he's going to lead the break. Here comes Sutter. Gives it back to Vignovich, and he's got a little bit of run. Still has the ball. Gives it over to Charlie Boone. Fires it right into the goalie, number 0. Nice save. And right on by the Cougars, forcing a little bit of an errant pass. Running it down in the corner. Still in play. Yep. A little bit of a push by Petnich. Gives the ball to Upper St. Clair. They put it back in play. Cougars are going to put on a ride. Still riding. Charlie Boone stops them. Another long pass. Does get it to, I can't see that number 3 for Upper St. Clair. I think they're the Panthers. I think they are the Panthers. I believe they are the Panthers. 28 for Upper St. Clair has it. And he's going to go over. It looks like, is that Santino? Santino's playing a little D here. So Santino moved from midfield or attack, and now he's playing a little midfield, playing on the defensive side. And looks like Jonah Hilty also getting a little bit of run. Nice. Tried to go cross corner. Errant pass. Sutter, or that's Simon. I'm getting Simon and Sutter mixed up a lot. Shot by number 5 for Upper St. Clair. Goes 5-hole, and he scores to make it 4-2. We got to add 1 for each. 4-2. 2:43 left in the first quarter. And the Cougars are up 4-2. Ferguson out for another draw. Ferguson digging it out. Flips it to Sutter. And he's going to give it back to Vignovich. Got to get it across midfield. Long pass for Krebs. Errant pass by the Cougars. Sloppy ball here for the Cougars. Ball's on the ground, still on the ground. We're not digging for it. Still on the ground. Scooped up by Upper St. Clair. Panthers doing a better job with the ground balls at this minute. There's a bad errant throw over the attackman's head, and it's going to be Cougar ball. Carter has it in the goal. Gives it to Vignovich. Over to Carter again. Up to Cronin. Cronin's going to get it and just run across midfield. Get it down into the offensive zone for his touch. Sends it over to, looks like, who's that? Is that Colby or Petnich? That's Colby. Number 6. Gives it back to Cronin. 24. Cronin's going to work on the short stick. Dodging down the alley. Sends it behind the cage to Santino. Feeds it to Colby on the doorstep, and he shoots and scores. Nice feed by Santino to Colby Demora, and the Cougars go up 5-2 with 1:24 left in the first quarter. Good play by the Cougars. Nice offense, finding the open man on the doorstep. And Colby did what he needed to do with it, put it behind the goalie. Good play by the spaghetti bender to find him, huh? I think his mom and dad are down there, aren't they? Are they in the stands? I thought I saw his mom come in. There's Ferguson winning another draw. Having a good day in the face-off circle. Sends it back to Carter. And here's Petnich, steps onto the field out of the box. Gets it across midfield. Gets it down into the zone for his touch. Now he's going to take it behind the cage to the X position. Cougars are going to look to set it up. Petnich looking to dodge. Ooh, nice cut by, looked like 33. Noah was cutting down the lane. They didn't find him right away, but there's a nice pass, and they finally do find him. Looked like Charlie Boone. He went out, and then he came back in. They found him in the middle, and he put it in the net for a 6-2 Cougar lead. And that was Noah Hammond's first goal of the day. Nice play by the Cougars. Noah didn't stop. He went down the lane first, was wide open. They didn't find him, so he went out, and then he came back in. They found him on the second cut. So good job by the offense there. Ferguson out for another draw. Cronin on the wing. And is that Simon over there on the other side? I believe that's 21, Simon LaBelle. Simon's from Canada. Ferguson digging it out. Still on the ground. Still on the ground. Still loose. Still loose. Still loose. The ball is still loose. Ground ball. And Cronin does pick it up for possession. And the Cougars are going to have it again. 44 seconds. 40 seconds left in the quarter. See if they can put another one in here before the end of the quarter. 6-2 Cougar lead. Coming down on 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Kendall has it up top. He's going to look to sweep. Nope. Yep. Goes behind the cage. Looks for Colby up top. He loses the ball. And Upper St. Clair is going to come away with it. Errant throw into the middle. OBP putting on a defense. Forces a ground ball. Cronin picks it up. And he just throws it out of trouble. Boone has it. Onto the doorstep. Oh, he had. And that's the quarter. That's the quarter. Boone tried to feed it to Santino in the last second. Just couldn't connect. And that's the end of the first quarter with the Cougars up 6-2 against the Upper St. Clair Panthers. Big weekend this weekend, hey, Ollie? Oh, what's happening here on campus? Isn't it Brothers Weekend or Family Weekend or something? Oh, Ollie. I believe it is. I believe it is this weekend here at Kiski. it's Brothers Weekend or something, family week. It used to be just Brothers Weekend, but now that girls are here, I think it might be family weekend now. So if you have a younger brother or something that wants to come and spend the weekend with you, yeah, it's like an open house. There's an open house tomorrow too. Yes, yes, you are correct in that, Ollie. And there's the whistle to start the second quarter. We're gonna have ambulance don't want to go down there too far. He's gonna get stuck. That is a sloppy mess down in there. I've seen more than one person get stuck down in that over there. So hopefully, hopefully the ambulance doesn't get stuck. Ollie, I got stuck one time. I called a tow truck, and the tow truck got stuck. Yeah, we had to call a second tow truck. Oh yeah, we were buried deep in the mud. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Then they got buried deep in the mud. Yep, yep. He didn't come into the mud. He just hooked up to a winch and drug us out that way. So here we go. Ferguson for the draw. Looks like Josh Logan on the wing over here. And Sutter on the wing over there. Ferguson wins it cleanly. Plays it back, and then he goes back to scoop it up for himself. Still got to get it into the zone for his touch, and he does. Sends it behind the cage. And who's that? Santino? Santino. Colby's having a hard time holding on to the ball. He does get it. He's free into the middle, and he's into the. And we have a flag down. Not sure exactly what the penalty is going to be. He was in the crease without a doubt. So I don't know if he's going to. His stick broke, so I don't know if he got slashed or if they're going to call it on him for hitting the goalie. I'm not sure what the penalty is. Looks like they're going to call Colby White 6. So Colby did get called for a penalty there. And Upper St. Clair will be on for man up situation. Man up situation for Upper St. Clair. And they'll have the ball start possession at midfield up top. Still early stages of the second quarter. Cougars up 6-2. They're going to have to fight off this man down situation for a minute. Number 3 has it. Over to 19. Looks to shoot, but nothing there. 6. Back to 5. Behind the cage to 3. Or maybe that's 9. I can't really see. Oh, ambulance is coming in. Looks like we have to have somebody taken off. Shot saved by Carter. Nice save on the bounce shot. Carter, good save. Oh, the dogs like that one. Hey, anytime we had a good save last year, we gave Dookie some treats up there in Canada. So Mr. and Mrs. Williams, if you happen to be joining us, give Dookie some treats for that nice save by the goaltender. We're going to keep that going. Anytime the goaltender makes it a good save, we give the dogs treats, Ollie. Did you know that? Charlie Boone has it. Works around the defender. Down the alley, shoots and scores! Charlie Boone sweeping across the top. Gets off a shot and puts it into the goal for a 7-2 Cougar lead. All started with the save down here on this end. Maybe we give Dookie 2 treats for that. Yeah, you know it. Oh, we got quite the crowd here. We got quite the crowd here. All right. Nice to see everybody. Mr. and Mrs. Malkinop's down here. Brad's down there. Hi, Brad. How you doing? How's the knee doing? Good? Yeah, good. All right. Yeah, we got a nice crowd here. Oh, I didn't start the clock, Ollie. That's okay. Loose ball. Carter gets it. Still loose. He scoops it up. Gives it to Vignovich. Vignovich up to Krebs. Krebs down in. He's on the run. Gets it inside the box for the touch. He still has it. He's going to go behind the cage. Jettetti. Man, I had a salad for dinner, but I'm craving some spaghetti right now. Give me a spaghetti bender. Cronin down the lane. Shoots wide. Backed up by the Cougars. They're going to keep possession. Santino puts it back in play for the Cougars. Here we go. Blow it in. All right. Had to get out in the alley. Goes behind the cage to X. Looks like he wants to dodge from X. Try to pass into the middle. Deflect it, but Cronin's going to be there to pick it up for the Cougars and reset the offense. Back to the X. Santino has it. Comes around. Gets it to Boone. Boone. Nice into the middle. Oh, Kendall on the doorstep. Shot it wide. But Noah has it. And they're circling around. Cougars are cycling. Cronin gets it free. Doesn't go into the middle. It's good, probably a good heads up. It was there early, but not by time he saw it. Boone gives it to Giattetti. And he's going to try to sweep and dodge. Into the middle. Shoots and scores! Noah Hammond with his second goal of the day. Nice feed. Who gave him that pass? Cronin. Was that from Cade? Or from Santino? Either way, Noah with his second goal of the day. And again, Cougars are on the board for an 8-2 lead. And that's six different Cougars accounting for the 8 goals. So that was the theme when we started the broadcast here, that the Cougars are a multifaceted offense. A lot of players contributing, and it's not just a one-man show. So Cougars are up 8-2. Face-off circle has been solid this afternoon or this evening. Ferguson's probably about 80% or plus more, maybe more, you know what I mean? I don't think he's lost too many. Yeah, so you figure there's been 11, maybe 12 draws. If he's won, if he's won 9 of them, that's 75%. If he won 10, that's a little over 80%. That'd be about 85%, 86%. I mean, that's just quick math on my part. You know, I don't have a calculator here either, Ollie. It's all in my brain. I know I don't use calculator. I use my brain. So Cougars having a nice opening half here. 8:55 left in the half, and the Cougars are up 8-2 against the Panthers of Upper St. Clair. Hey, yesterday was the quiz thing, wasn't it? Up, Charlie Boone and the guys were doing the hometown quiz show that airs on KDKA or whatever it is. Our guy Charlie Boone was part of the team that will air on the TV at some point. I don't know when. Over the weekend here, but Charlie Boone, Cougar attackman, is part of the Kiski quiz team. And as soon as we jinxed them. We should have just never said anything about the face-offs. We jinxed them. So Upper St. Clair does get that face-off, and now they have possession. Number 5 has it, and he's out here on the left wing. Looks like Josh Logan is going to provide some defense. Hilty's out there. He's getting another run on the defensive midi with Sutter. So Cougars playing a lot of different players. Another errant pass by Upper St. Clair, and it goes out of bounds, giving the ball to the Cougars. OBP is going to pick it up and put it into play, and he sends it back to the goalie. They didn't put it in play yet. Now they put it in play. Carter has it. And he's going to run. And he's going to give it across midfield to Vignovich. Gets it to Kendall, and he's on a streak down the middle. Gives it, high hit. And a lot of sticks in his face. Santino took a couple punches, but Santino the Bambino, he's a tough character, and he got up right away. And the Cougars are going to go on a power play. Man up situation for the Cougars, Ollie. Number 2 for Upper St. Clair. Got a little high with the stick. No problem. Cougars put it back in play, and that was Colby had it. Gives it to Santino. Charlie Boone gives it back to Santino. Down low for Kendall. Back up top to Boone. Santino, now to Boone. Tries to get it into the middle for Cronin. He didn't handle it, but he scooped it nicely to Kendall. Now DeMore has it. Up top for Santino. Boone. A little bit of an errant pass, but Cronin's there to pick it up. Cougars being patient here on its power play. They still have a little bit of time. Gives it to DeMore. Now to Kendall. Kendall looking, scanning the field. Santino, nowhere to go with it. Down on the doorstep. Oh! Mockenhop had a chance. Just wide of the goal. Cougar still, I think it did hit a post. Still has it. And there's Cronin in the middle. He's in the slot. He puts a nice low shot in the goal for another Cougar score. And it is now 9-2. Cade Cronin's second goal of the day. 7:01 left in the half. And the Cougars are up 9-2. So the Cougars take advantage of that man-up situation, and they score. You can only score one. It wasn't locked in. What's that? Oh, 2 different men up. Yes, so far today. Yes, another fight and Upper St. Clair, number 6, comes away with the ball, and there's another face-off win. So number 3 has it for Upper St. Clair, and he's going to wait, and they're going to sub out. Get their offensive on the field. 28, 5, and 3 look like they're the midfielders. 23 camped out right in front of the cage as an attackman. Number 9, and I can't see that big boy behind the cage. His number might be 5, but I'm not sure. Sends it up. No, there's 5. 19's behind the cage. 5 went around, scooped it up. Krebs playing a little D midfield. Circles around the cage, loses his footing, tries to get a pass into the middle. Ground ball. Looks like a push into the back, so Upper St. Clair is going to retain possession. Cougars got a little aggressive, pushed in the back. Ball put back in play. Number 5 has it over to 28. 28's going to look to dodge down the alley. Cut off nicely by Latimer, and he feeds it to number 9, and he's back behind the cage. Now 28 has it, working from the X, looking to dodge on Latimer. Latimer does a nice job of providing the defense for the Cougars. Gets around him, but Latimer cuts him off. Good job by 18. Nice stick by Jamison, and the ball's down, scooped up by Simon LaBelle. And he turns around, gives it back to Carter in the goal area to Vignovich. He gives it to Petnich. Petnich got to get it across midfield. And he does. Now he's got to get it down in for his touch. Still not in. Now they get the touch, and that looks like Krebs. Behind the cage, and it's going to be Jettetti. Jettetti up top to Mock and Hop. Now Petnich. Kendall going to join the party on the offensive end. And he has it up top middle, gives it back to Petnich. Colby looks like he's calling for it. He gets it out here on the wing on the right side. Behind the pass, back pass for Kendall. And he beats the goalie for another Cougar goal. And it's 10-2. Nice pass by Colby, finding Kendall on the doorstep. And that's Kendall's second of the day, giving the Cougars a 10-2 lead. 4:45 left in the half, and the Cougars open up an 8-goal lead. Ferguson out for the draw. Ferguson out the front side, leading, got numbers, gives it to Boone. Boone on the doorstep, tries to find Jettetti. Missed on the pass, but Colby was there to back him up and pick it up for the Cougars. Jettetti behind the cage at X. Feeds it out to Charlie Boone. Now up top for Cronin. Cronin to Demora. Back to Cronin. Over to Boone. Cronin looked like he went into the middle. Now there's Hammond. He has 2 goals on the day. Cronin has it. Back into the middle. Shot by Jettetti! And he puts it in for another Cougar goal. He just kind of backhanded that. Wasn't even facing the net. Cougars up 11-2. And Santino, the Bambino, and his spaghetti benders put another goal on the board. And the Cougars are up 11-2. 4:09 left in the half. Looked like he's leaning. Another quick draw. Ground ball. Ferguson does come away with it, and he wins it. Gives it to Latimer. He doesn't have it secured. And there's OBP trying to fight for it. He does get it in his stick, but the ball's still loose. Comes right to Logan, and Logan's got some numbers. Gives it to Boone. He shoots, backed up by Santino. He puts it back in play, gets it to Demore. Petnich's going to join the party. Looks like Krebs is going to join the party on the offensive zone this time. So we got Krebs, Petnich, Boone, Mockenhop, or is that Santino? Those numbers are so hard to see. Is that Mockenhop over there? It is Mockenhop. Shot and score! Is that Charlie? Charlie Boone. Doing Charlie Boone things. That's his second of the day. And the Cougars up 10, 12-2 with 3:24 left in the half. So Charlie Boone. I don't even know how he got that shot off. He was in traffic. Huh? Got it down low, and Charlie Boone does Charlie Boone things. He's gritty. He's a gritty guy. Going to miss old Charlie Boone when he leaves here. Still a ground ball. Simon comes in and gives a whack. And there's Noah Hammond to pick it up. And he's going to use his legs. Oh, pushed in the back. There's a flag. 2 flags. It'll only be 1 penalty. But now Charlie Boone has it. Feed down the middle. Shoot and score. Nice feed by Boone to, is that Colby? Colby Demore with his third of the day, giving him the hat trick. 13-2 Cougars. Quick offense there. Santino got it to Charlie, and Charlie found a streaking Colby Demore for his third goal of the day. And the Cougars are really opening it up. 3:11 left in the half. Ferguson out for another draw. Out the front side cleanly, leading the break. Demora gets it to Santino. He's going to go behind the cage, circle back, give it to Colby. And here comes Krebs again for another run on the offense. Kendall's going to join in. They're going to bring it up to Kendall. So we got Krebs, Demora, Mockenhop, Boone, and Jettetti on the offensive. Behind the back pass. Gives it to Kendall. He's in trouble. Fights out of it. Gives it back to Colby. There's a flag. Colby has it. Tries to go on the doorstep for Jettetti. Pass isn't brought in, but there's a flag. And we're going to have a slash on Upper St. Clair, giving the Cougars Another man-up situation. So it looks like Cronin and Petnich are going to sub in. Krebs and Mockenhop coming out. And the Cougars are going to go up man up for a minute, right? You say a minute? 30 seconds. 13-2. Well, did he say 1 minute or did he say 30 seconds? You didn't hear? Come on. Come on there, Ollie. Ollie does a good job. He's my film guy. He's been up here for a while. Jitetti gives it to Boone. Into the middle. Back to Boone. There's a shot and score by Jacob Petnich. His second, another assist for Charlie Boone. Charlie Boone has been involved in a lot of action today, and it's 14-2 Cougars, and this is turning into a runaway. Cougars are showing why they are one of the premier programs in the western side of the Pennsylvania. You know what I mean? Like, it's no secret. I mean, everybody knows it. You know, they've been a good program for some years now, and they're displaying why right now. Another clean draw out the front, and Ferguson gets it down into the box. Ferguson back on the winning ways in the face-off circle. Gets it behind the cage for Jitetti. And now DeMora has it. And they're going to settle it down. Mockenhop back out on the offensive zone. Krebs joins in. Gives it to Krebs up top. Now Charlie Boone. Charlie Boone. He's been a facilitator all day. Shot by just went on the outside. Colby was looking for his fourth of the half. Just missed. Good play by Boone, applying the pressure. You cannot sleep around Charlie Boone. And their Upper St. Clair does get across midfield, and they get their touch. They're going to have a little offensive possession. Looks like 19. Is that 19? Yep. Back behind the cage to 6. Now number 9. Up top for 5 and 3. Back over on the right wing for 19. He's working on Sutter. Sutter doing a nice job, making him turn. Doubled up by Vignovich. Heavy on his hands. Vignovich applying the pressure. Does get around him, but nice save by Carter. Bounced. Might have got a little deflection, or it just missed the cage altogether. Good scoring chance by Upper St. Clair. Less than a minute left in the half. Number 3 has it up top. He's going to work on Sutter. Tries to get free, loses the ball. Scooped up by Vignovich. He's doing a nice job with the ground balls. Gets free over midfield. Working the break. Gives it to Jitetti. Behind to Colby. 30 seconds left in the half. Now Jitetti has it. Gives it up top to Mockenhop. Mockenhop's going to start the offense. Gives it to Colby. Krebs joins the party late. Down the alley. Nobody picks him up. Shoots. Nice save by the goalie, number 0. Good play by Krebs to try to. But here comes Upper St. Clair with numbers. Over to number 9. Behind the cage to 23. Deflected by Vignovich. And that is the end of the first half. Looked like Vignovich might have took that one off his body. Maybe off of his face. I'm not real sure. Either way, that's the end of the first half with the Cougars leading 14-2. We'll have a 10-minute halftime. Go on out and get yourself some snacks, maybe a couple beverages, and come on back and join us for the second half. So welcome back to Donald H. Jones Stadium. So welcome back to Donald H. Jones Stadium. About a minute left in the half. At halftime, getting ready to start the second half. Cougars up 14-2. The big first half performance. A lot of goals. 3 by Colby Demora, 2 by Jacob Petnich, 2 by Cade Cronin, 2 by James Kendall, 2 by Noah Hammond, 2 by Charlie Boone, and 1 for Santino Gitetti. Well-balanced offensive attack for the Cougars there in the first half. A lot of people getting involved, a lot of assists. Charlie Boone has 2 goals, but he has quite a few assists. A lot of other assists. Santino only has 1 goal, but he has quite a few assists also. Cade's been helping out. Defensively, solid performance all the way around. OBP, Vignovich, Jamison, Simon, LaBelle. A lot of people contributing here tonight. Carter's having a solid game in goal. And Bryce Ferguson is controlling the face-off circle. I know we said that earlier, and then we kind of jinxed him for a time or two, but he got it back under control. He's controlling the game out there. Nah, he doesn't. Come on, he's in our advisory group. He's in our advisory group, Ollie. So we should be praising him, right? We should be praising him. He has been. There's out the front end, but Upper St. Clair gets the win on that one. OBP, nice job of stripping the ball, but rolls right to 23 of Upper St. Clair, and they're going to maintain possession. Stripped again. Ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be Cougar ball. Bad pass. What are we doing? Bad pass over Carter's head, and it gives the ball right back to Upper St. Clair. Number 5 has it. He's going down the alley. Nice save by Carter. Right at his feet. Picked up by, who's that? Latimer. And he's going to use his wheels. Feeds it up. Looking to break. Charlie Boone cutting across the middle. Didn't see him right away. And they're going to go behind the cage. And that looks like Santino. And then I'll bring it up top for Cronin. Petnich and Kendall will join the attack as midfielders with Boone, Demora, and Gitetti still at the attack. Behind the cage for Boone. Boone's going to work from X, looking to dodge, turns around, comes to the other side, still has it in his stick, gives it off to Cronin. Cronin sweeps up top. Now it goes back down the alley on the left side, looking for an alley to shoot. Nothing there. Feeds it behind the cage for Gitetti. Gitetti putting a dodge on. Gets around. No. Back up top for Boone. He settles it down. They're just going to be patient. No need to rush. They're up 14-2. Nothing to hurry about. Behind the cage for Gitetti. He dodges, sweeps up around, still has it. Ball's on the ground now, still loose. Looks like Kendall's going to come away with it. He's just going to reset the offense. Sweeps over to his left side, gives it to Boone. Boone behind the cage. Down into the middle, tried to find a streaking Kendall. couldn't handle it, and Upper St. Clair is going to come on a break. Number 5 has it, working down the left side of their offense. Still hasn't gotten into the box. Still hasn't gotten it into the box. Now they're in for their touch. Number 9's going to keep it out there on the left wing. Hands it off to number 5. Back up top for 6. Over to number 3. Working down. Good defense by Sutter. Sutter forces them behind the cage. Still hounding them. Looking to hand it off to number 5, and he does. That'll be Josh Logan now on the defense. Strips him of the ball, and he comes away with it. Boo, big slash. Gets it away, 23. Now Upper St. Clair has it. Feeds it back up top for number 5. Into the middle. Taken off his feet by Jamison. Don't go into the middle with him in there. Nice play by Jamison to clean up the middle for the Cougar defense. The ball went out of bounds, and Upper St. Clair retains possession, but there's an errant pass, and it goes off the heel of the Upper St. Clair offensive person, and the Cougars will have it. Over to Vignovich. Ball's at his feet. He does pick it up and gets it. And he's coming up to midfield. He's just going to run it over midfield. And he's going to get it down inside, get the Cougars their touch. Now he's going to pull it up, give it to Kendall, and they're going to look to get the offense on the field. Looks like Petnich might be joining in and Mockenhop. Oh, I didn't have the clock running. Yeah, my fault. I didn't have the clock running. I fell asleep there for a second on the clock. I'm doing too many things at one time, Ollie. There's Mockenhop up top. Now Petnich. Petnich. Looked like he was almost double teamed there, but he fights through it. He still circles back around, gets it into the middle, and shot right off of nice save. That was a Giattetti spaghetti bender there. Just missed. But the Cougars get it back. Mockenhop sweeps across the top. Can't get his hands free for a shot, so he passes it off to Demora. He sweeps this way, gets it into the middle, can't connect on the pass, but that Petnich backs it up and gets it for the Cougars over to Charlie Boone. Charlie Boone looking to work. Still has it on his stick. Now Mockenhop down the alley, shoots, deflected and saved by the goalie. Nice play by goalie. And here comes Upper St. Clair. Flag down. The Cougars are going to be a man down, but the ball's stripped. Still stripped, but Upper St. Clair still has it. Now he got a little bit of a break. Number 9 has it. Fights down the alley. Ball's on the ground. Cougars just got to pick it up, so ball's dead now. We're going to have a man down situation. Cougars looks like, I'm not sure who they're sending off. Charlie Boone. Charlie Boone off on a penalty for a minute. Charlie got a little aggressive there. So Upper St. Clair will have man up situation. They're going to start with it up top, or is it going to be over in the alley? You have to go outside the alley. You have to get the ball. There you go. All right. So number 6 picks it up, puts it in play, gives it up top to number 5. Over to 19. Back to 28. Behind the cage, and he swings it around. Now it's coming back up top, and 5's going to get it eventually. They're looking to work an offense here, but Cougars packing it in. Upper St. Clair still has it. Number 9 shoots from long range, and Carter scoops it at his feet for a nice save. Low shot at his feet, and he got the stick down to save it. Tried to go 5-hole. That's been their 2 goals so far today. 5-hole both times. Vignovich lost it. Back to Upper St. Clair. They're going to have it. Looks like they might have a little bit of numbers. He fires it. Another good save by Carter. Kick save and a beauty, as they would say in hockey. Oh, you know about that, huh? Ball's back in play. Upper St. Clair has it. Cougars are still a man down for a couple more seconds at least. Up top, now they're even. Here comes Hilty. Tries to join in. Wide shot. Low to high riser by number 19. Goes out of play, but backed up by the Panthers, and they're going to have possession still. Ball's put back in play by number 5. Up top on the wing for number 3. He's going to look to get across into the middle. Sutter's doing a nice job of defending, forcing them wide. Nowhere to go offensively for the Panthers. Cougars defense has been locked down all day, doing a nice job. OBP up top now defending. Josh Logan makes him, forces an errant throw. Ball's on the ground, still loose ball, and it looks like, who's that? Vignovich comes up with it. He stepped out of bounds, though. Gives the ball back to the Panthers. Put it back in play. Number 5, or is that 6? Can't tell really from this far. That's number 6. All right, 19 has it on the wing. Tries to go over the top. Nice switch off by the defense of the Cougars. Noah Hammond, good job there on the D. Tried to go into the middle for number 5. Errant pass, and the Cougars defense is still putting on the pressure. But the Panthers still have the ball. Ooh, streaking guy. Misplay. And the ball's out of bounds. Noah Hammond will pick it up at midfield. Put the ball back in play for the Cougars. He's going to get it down inside the box for his touch. Stripped by Upper St. Clair. And they're going to have possession. Tries a nice big lob pass over the top for number 6. He has it. Looks like they have a little bit of numbers. Number 5 on the wing. But the Cougars retreat and get back very well to slow up the attack. Another good job by Vignovich on the defense. OBP applying the defense. Now there's another flag. They must have got him for a little bit of a slash. Tries to get around him. Shoots. Another save by Carter. Black has it. Number 6. Now they're trying to go that 5-hole, but Carter has been up to it. Another save. Behind the back pass. Over the goal. Shot by 23. There's a pass over to number. I can't see the numbers, Ollie. I just can't see them. Looks like 3 over there, huh? Number 3. He's going to work on Petnich. Sweeps across the top. There's Jamison. Fires a shot. Number 6 for Upper St. Clair. Fires a shot and gets it past Carter for a goal. Cutting the score to 14-3. Cougars. Good goal. 57. OBP is going to sit down for a minute on a slash. I don't know. It looked like a kind of a weak slash to me, but got him on the hands. Got him on the hands. Yeah. So Cougars are going to be a man down after giving up a goal. Now they're going to have to fight off a man down situation for a minute. 14-3, 3:20 left in the third quarter. White ball started early. Face-off guy for Upper St. Clair was a little early. Cronin sends it behind to Gitetti. Up top for Kendall now. Kendall. The Cougars are still a man down, so they just got to kind of waste some time here. Cronin has it, gives it over to Boone. Boone can run for days. I don't think he ever gets tired. They're trying to corral him. They got two trying to get on to Charlie. He gets around both guys, and we have a timeout called by Coach Tackett and the Cougars. 2:40 left in the third quarter. Kiski 14, Upper St. Clair 3. It's been a slow third quarter offensively for the Cougars. They're not really trying to score a whole lot right now. I mean, you're up by 12 going into halftime. Yeah, they're just trying to eat some clock and get this game over with, you know. Once again, Cougars will be back in action this weekend out in the Cincinnati area. Milford High School Saturday at 4. Moeller High School Sunday at 1. We have a baseball will be in action tomorrow at Homer Center, just about a 30-minute drive up the road from Kiski. We hope the weather cooperates and we can go up and watch that. It's supposed to be raining all weekend, but the Homer Center field's pretty nice. It holds it drains pretty well. I've umpired some games there, Ollie. Yeah, I umpired a lot of games at Homer Center. It's a good field. It's a nice field. We're going to take a fan van up. If the game's on, we're going to take a fan van up. And then we're going to maybe go and get some pizza. A couple good places down there. Sanso's, Giattetti, he's just running around now. Keeps turning them and turning them. Giattetti's working himself into a corner. And Coach Tackett takes his second timeout. 2 per half. So the Cougars will be out of timeouts. 2:20 left in the third quarter. Giattetti kind of cornered himself there. Took a lot of time off the clock, but then he ended up getting cornered. So Coach Tackett does a smart thing and just calls timeout. Penalty should be just about over, maybe a couple more seconds left. So with the Cougars being a man down, the defense of the Panthers can actually double team the guy with the ball without having to worry about somebody else being open because there's nobody else to beat out there, right? Somebody has a free run at it. So Cougars are going to have it. It looks like Charlie Boone's going to put his running shoes on again. Santino did a lot of running there. He's going to take a little bit of a breather. It looks like Demora, Petnich, Kendall, Cronin, and now Hammond also joins in. Hammond also joins in on the offensive side, and the penalty is over. So it's all evened up. Petnich looks to give it to Cronin. Over to Demora. He's down the alley, shoots, and scores. Kobe Demora with his fourth goal of the day gives the Cougars a 15-3 lead. 2:03 left in the quarter. Good use of time out there by Coach Tackett. Settled things down, and what was it? 17 seconds later, we score a goal because it was 2:20 left, right? Now it's 2:03. So Sutter and it looks like Simon over on the wings. Ball still loose, still on the ground, but now Upper St. Clair has it. Pushed off the ball by Sutter. Can't get to it before it goes out of bounds. Turnover caused by the defense of the Cougars. And now they will have it offensively. And it looks like Mockenhop's going to join Petnich. Brad Horton, number 13, in the game. Cuts down the alley. Looked like he was open, but they didn't pass it to him. It's all right. Looks like I can't tell who that was. Kendall. Now Boone. Over to Mockenhop. Mockenhop working on the short stick, number 12. Gets over the top. Feeds it to Kendall. And he puts it in for another Cougar goal. And it is now 16-3 Cougars. I lost my pen, Ollie. I lost my pen. So, who scored the one before that? Demore. He had his fourth. And then that was Kendall for his third. So here we go. 16-3 Cougars. 1:23 left in the third quarter. Ferguson out for another draw. Gets it out the front end. And he has it. Shoots and scores! Bryce Ferguson! Clean face-off win. Runs straight down the gut. Fires one low. And he scores his first goal of the year. And Bryce Ferguson puts the Cougars up 17-3. And it looks like Milo Vignovich is going to be out taking the draw. Number 49, Milo Vignovich. First action of the day. He's a freshman, right? Milo is Rade's brother. Freshman, first year here at Kiski. He's working hard, though, weight room-wise. He's a good little guy. I like him. He's quiet. He rode shotgun with me down to Mount Lebanon. Oh, yeah, I let him up in the shotgun seat. That's pretty good for a freshman, huh? Yeah. Yeah. He doesn't get it too much time. Face-off win by Upper St. Clair. Latimer working the defense on number 6. Now it looks like 28 has it for Upper St. Clair, and he's dead middle up the top. Number 5 is going to join in on the attack. They got their 6 guys out there. 5 gets past Krebs, but he feeds it behind the cage to X. Now back up top for 28. Back over to number 5. Trying to get around Krebs. Can't get his hands free. 19 can't get a shot off either. Cougars are doing a nice job of getting their sticks and bodies in the shooting lanes and not giving the Panthers a clean shot on goal. Definitely helps out the goalie. 19 has it. Being defended by Latimer. Shoots wide. Upper St. Clair retains possession on the backup. Picked up by number 9. Puts it back in play for the Panthers. He drops the ball, but picks it up right back up, and he's got a shot wide of the goal. But they're there to back it up. And we got 1 second left in the quarter. Some people would have fired that clock operator for that. But since I'm the clock operator, I guess they're not firing me. I'm doing double duty up here. Clock operator and commentary. I know they're getting dirty looks. How could you leave a second left on the clock, right? No, I'm just kidding. They're not looking at me dirty. I'm fair and square up here, buddy. I cannot cheat. It's not in me. It's just not in me, Ollie. Just not in me. That's why I officialed all those years. You need somebody to official that isn't willing to cheat. No, I did basketball and baseball. I did basketball for about 10 years, and I've done baseball for about 20 some years, 20 plus years, off and on. I really like being behind the plate in the baseball world. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I like being behind the plate. If I had to do 5 games in a day, I'd do all 5 behind the plate if I had to. Yeah, I'd rather be behind the plate. I did. Most I've ever did was 8 games in one day with 6 behind the plate and 2 on the bases. Yeah, a lot of balls and strikes. It's an easy game when they throw strikes. Not so easy when they can't throw strikes. That's a long day when they can't throw strikes. You get yeah. You get a 10 to 5 game, but it's all walks. That's a long day. You get a 10 to 5 game where it's all hits and stuff. It can go still pretty quick. Yeah, yeah. So Milo's out to draw again to start the fourth quarter, and he gets it out the front end. He's hustling for it. Can't quite get to it, and Upper St. Clair comes away with the ball. Milo's gonna. Is it Milo or Milo? Milo. He goes back to, and here comes Sutter. Down the alley, into the middle, shoots and scores. Bounce shot by number 9, and he gets it past Carter for the 4th goal of the day for Upper St. Clair. It was a good shot, good goal, good bounce shot. It was a good pass across. Yes, it was. Give them some credit. They did a nice job there. So it's now 17-4. Milo's out for another draw. Looks like Ferguson might have the rest of the night off. He did a fantastic job in the face-off circle for the Cougars. Ball still on the ground, And there's a win for the Cougars. Milo gets credit for the win there. Now they're in for their touch. Ball's out there on the far wing for Krebs. Cougar bench is going crazy for Milo, giving him all kinds of hugs and chest bumps. Giving him hugs. Good job, Milo. Down the alley. Nope. Latimer pulls it back out. He's getting a little offensive run now. Latimer down the alley. Couldn't handle the pass. Stepped into the crease, though. Can't do that. Ball gets turned over to Upper St. Clair. 17-4 Cougars. Coming down on 11 minutes left in the game. Kendall's out there. Forces balls on the ground. Picked up by the Panthers. 28. Still needs to get his touch. He does get it in the offensive zone for his touch. And the Panthers are going to settle it down, try to set up a little offense here. 6 over the top. Unchecked. Fires it high over Carter's head. Panthers retain possession. Another shot and score by number 19 of Upper St. Clair. And it is now 17-5 Cougars. So Fignovich, Milo going to come out for another draw for the Cougars. Looks like Mockenhop 59 is going to take the far wing. And it's looked like 14, Jonah Hilty, traded in the short stick for a long stick, and he's going to be the LSM over here on this wing. They're digging for it. Milo's doing a nice job of making it a tough battle in there. Ball still on the ground. Possessed by Upper St. Clair. Gets it to number 12 up top, and he's going to head out to the right flank. Ball's on the ground. Good job by Hilty to strip him of the ball. Ball is still loose, still ground ball, pushing it back by the Cougars. So Upper St. Clair keeps the ball. Number 9's up top, gives it to number 5. Helped into the middle, no. Jamison can't scoop it up, but now looks like, I can't tell, maybe that was Mockenhop, I can't tell. Sutter has it onto the doorstep for Kendall, and Kendall puts it past the goalie for his 4th goal of the day. And now the Cougars are up 18-5. Good find by Sutter to get it to Kendall. Kendall was unchecked down on the close range area in the crease. Put a little fake one way and put it past the goalie the other way. Pretty easy goal for him. And the Cougars take a 13-goal lead. And there's Vignovich out again. But Upper St. Clair gets the face-off win. Number 6 down the alley. He still has it. Shoots. Saved by Carter. Nice job by Carter. Ball's on his feet. Push on Upper St. Clair. And the Cougars will have the ball. Now they're running. And they're running. They got a little bit of a break. Gets it in the zone. Sends it behind to Petnich. Some of them I can tell just by the way they run. And there's Kendall. Brad Horton back out on the offense. Kendall has it. With Hammond out there. Latimer, Petnich, Krebs, Horton. Horton has it now. Sweeps right to left. Gives it to Petnich. He's going to sweep it back this way. Gets into the middle. Looking to go down the alley. Defend it well by number 2. Behind the cage. Cutting for Hammond. Just couldn't bring it in and get a good shot. He did get a little bit of a shot, but it was a good save by the goalie. And now Upper St. Clair has it down in their offensive end. Gets it into the middle. Still looking into the middle. 19. Feeds it behind the cage for 23. Now 9 has it. Gets it up top for number 5. Hilty providing the defense. Shot. Oh, we have a goalie change. Nate Croson's in goal for the Cougars, number 48. Looks like 23 for St. Clair has it. Now 5 back to 23 behind the cage. Got to pull him away so I can't even see who has it. Looks like maybe number 3. Now 9, 6. 6 has it. Good job by Simon on the defense. Still walking down the alleys. Stripped by Ramel, and he scoops it up. Now it's still on the ground. Simon's going to go over and pick it up, get around a couple defenders, and feed it up for Hammond, and he's on the run. Noah Hammond's looking to run. Gets it to Petnich, and he shoots and scores. He put a little mustard behind that one. Good feed from Hammond to Petnich. And that's Jacob's third of the day. And it'll give the Cougars a 19-5 lead. And into the game comes number 23, Darryl Hall. Darryl Hall into the game for the Cougars. Ramel Jamison comes off. Played a solid game defensively. So Darryl Hall out on the defense. He left his buddy John Oates at home, but he's out here. Put a little D in this game. Upper St. Clair gets the face-off win, and number 12 is going to get it. Stripped by Hilty. It's pushed in the back before the turnover, and Upper St. Clair maintains possession. Simon. Cade is one midi, and Luke Krebs is the other short stick defender. We have Simon, Josh Logan, Jonah Hilty, and Darryl Hall on the field. Number 9 has it for Upper St. Clair. Krebs providing the defense. Now Darryl's on the defense. Running defense against number 23. Helped out by, nice job by Krebs to help out on the pick. Darryl Hall on the D. Down the alley. Shoots wide. Shoots wide of the goal. Upper St. Clair backed it up, and they're going to maintain possession. So Croson's in goal. Daryl Hall's out there. Krebs on the D. Shot over the goal. Good defense by Hall to get his stick on stick and send that shot high. Behind the cage, 9 has it. Now 5 has it. Sends it up top for 28. 28 over to 17. 17, I think this might be his first time in the game tonight. Trying to get a shot off was 19. Into the middle for 17. Walks down the alley. Shoots and scores. Number 17 for Upper St. Clair scores. Low shot. Gives them a goal. Cuts the Cougar lead to 19-6. 5:52 left in the game. Ramel's going to take a run at LSM. Mockenhop over on the wing on the other side. Milo Vignovich out for another draw. Out the front end for Upper St. Clair is 13. He wins the draw, gets it to 9. Back to number 12. Jameson's going to put on some defense. Sutter's back on the field. Sends it up top for number 3 of Upper St. Clair, and here's 24. It's the first time I've seen him in the game today. Number 6 has it. Looking for a screen. Jameson picks him up. Nice job by Jameson. Still nice job. Into the middle. Deflected by Logan nicely. And there's Croson picks it up, and he has it. The goalie Croson has it. Still has it. Needs to get rid of it. Still needs to get rid of it. Just throw the ball, Nate. Throw the ball, Nate. There we go. Over to Logan, and he's got to get it up the field, and he does. And there's Sutter, and he gets it into the box for the Cougar touch. Now they can slow it down a little bit. Mockenhop has it out on the left wing. He's going to give it into the middle for Latimer. Latimer streaks past the defender into the middle. Try to pass to Horton. Was not able to connect, and it goes out of bounds, giving the ball back to the Panthers. They're going to have to put it in play from behind goal. Panthers are going to have it, and they put it in play. Running it up that far side. Gets it to number 2, and he's going to cross midfield. Sutter's going to go out and cut him off. He still has it. Strips him of the ball. Still possessed by Upper St. Clair. Croson, Daryl Hall is on the defense. Croson tried to go for it, but thought better of it. Sutter is playing a nice job. Nice game. Oh, that's Luke Latimer. Nice game defensively. Low shot by number 6. Gets it past Croson. And it's 19-7 Cougars. 3:57 left in the game. Okay, Ferguson didn't have the rest of the night off. So now he's back out. Cougars up 12. 3:57 left in the game. Noah Hammond on the one wing. Hilty, LSM wing over on this side. See if Ferguson can get a possession for the Cougars. We need to stop the bleeding here for a little bit. He's digging it out. Ground ball on the ground. Still ground ball on the ground. Oh, looked like a violation for the Cougars. And Upper St. Clair is going to have it. Ball's in play. Number 5 has it. Working on Mockenhop. Mockenhop cuts him off nicely. Now Simon has defense. Up top for 17. Over to 19. Now number 5 has it. Working on Mockenhop. Works him behind the cage. Still behind the cage. Shoot. Nice save by Croson in his feet. And he did a nice job of getting down and getting the ball. Over across the field for Simon. LaBelle into the middle for Noah. Noah up to Mockenhop. Mockenhop gets in the offensive zone for the Cougar touch. And they're going to go behind the cage to Kendall. Over for Horton. Horton's going to work it out here on this right wing. He loses possession of the ball. Still loses possession of the ball. Looked like a little bit of a hold by Horton. And Upper St. Clair is going to have possession of the ball. 17 has it. He gets his touch. 2:40 and counting. Left in the game. Number 3 has it up top. Looks for somebody coming out of the box. And here he comes, number 28. Working on number 18, Latimer. Gets around him. Can't get the shot off as Simon LaBelle was in his shooting lane. Number 3 shoots wide. Retained possession by the Panthers. Number 28 has it. Dodges from X. Nice job by Latimer to keep him wide. No shooting lane. There's a shot. Wide. Panthers back it up. Number 17 is going to pick it up, put it back in play. Minute 55 left in the game. Panthers still have the ball. 28 works from behind the cage, gets it out top to 19. Across the field, errant pass over the head of number 9. And the Cougars are going to gain possession of the ball. Noah Hammond, 33 for the Cougars, goes back, scoops it up, and he gets it, and he's going to have room to run, but he gives it to Croson. Croson goes across the field, and Logan, Josh Logan, being defended well over there by Upper St. Clair, and the Cougars are having a hard time getting it across midfield. Ball still on the ground, and that's your 10 seconds. And they weren't able to clear the ball across midfield. Now Upper St. Clair has it. Back to number 3. 17 joins in on the offensive zone. He's going to get the ball up top. He's going to work on the short stick of Krebs. Krebs does a nice job. Oh, I think he turned his ankle or something. He looks like he's hurting. Back up top for 3. Shoots one from distance. Backed up by 23 of the Panthers. He's going to pick it up, put it back in play. Minute left in the game. Cougars up 19-7. Big game offensively in the first half. 14 goals in the first half for the Cougars. Second half just played keep away, not really trying to score a whole lot. It's not our style. Back behind the, you see that shot, Ollie? Yeah, behind the back. Tried to lower his shoulder and run through Noah Hammond, but Hammond wasn't letting that happen. Bounce shot over the goal, and here comes Simon LaBelle. He's going to give it over to Mockenhop. 10 seconds left in the game, and that's going to be it. Cougars are going to come away with a 19-7 win. Demora and Kendall with 4 goals each. Jacob Petnich with 3 goals. Cade Cronin with 2. Noah Hammond with 2. Charlie Boone with 2. Bryce Ferguson with 1. And Santino Gitetti with 1. Cougars are again in action this weekend. Next home game is next Wednesday here against Western Reserve. Big game next Wednesday here for the Cougars. Hope you're all here to join us. Until then, be safe, have a good night, and we'll see you next time on Cougar Game Day.
All right, that's that. Oh, you know it. Oh, you know it. Oh, all he has to do that. I can't do the French. All he has to do the French. All he can speak some French for me.
I'll take anyone who listens to him.
Shut this off. Oh, I'd love to stay, but